Hello? Is anybody there? Maybe. If so, welcome to the live stream. You are kind of early. I said I would do it after 10 p.m. It's 10:02. So, yeah. But I haven't tweeted it yet or Facebooked it, so you are here for that. So let me go ahead and do that. And we shall get more people and get started. Yeah, buddy. Let me just copy the links. Copy the links. Okay. Share to Facebook first. Here we go. I'm live. Come say hi. There you go. There's that one. And then I will tweet it real quick, and then I'll start talking about actual things. How's everybody doing? Doing good? Cool. Feel free to write comments now. I mean, you got time. If you guys have any questions, just because it's my Diaversary video or whatever, doesn't mean you can't ask me questions or anything, so please do. I would be happy to answer them. So now I am tweeting it. I'm live! Come say hi! Cool. Okay. Yeah. How is it looking? Is it looking pretty good? Just gonna wait a couple minutes before I start actually talking about stuff, because I know people take a little bit to filter in. So I guess I shall ramble for a little bit, or I'll just talk really slow apparently. So let's talk about stuff people don't care about. Just kidding. I'm back from my internship. I came back 2.5 weeks ago, I think. So I'm back in my hometown, and so it's been kind of weird but normal, adjusting back to life. I'm back at my nanny job, back in my old house, and it's just normal. It's just a-okay. Haven't done a live stream in this house before, so that's kind of crazy, but I'm doing it now. So yeah, if you're watching and you're diabetic, which I assume you probably are, feel free to comment now in the little side comment thing that I can see. And please tell me how long you have had diabetes, because if you don't know from the title, today's my 10th year Diaversary, and oh my goodness, it's so crazy that my diabetes is 10 years old. That is so old. Double digits. If I had, diabetes was my kid, I would have a kid in the double digits. That's insane. So, yeah. So please tell me how long you've had diabetes, if you have it, or if your kid has it, tell me how long your child has had it. And I'm sorry that the camera is very wobbly. I have the poor man's tripod going on. I have a stool, 4 books, and my laptop's just sitting on top. So it's not really ideal for a stable shot. I'm also obviously on my webcam, so it's not high quality like my videos usually are. But I thank you guys anyway for coming. Even though, it's kind of not the easiest thing to watch. So yes. I feel like I should wait to talk about my Diaversary till more people show up, but I also don't want to keep you guys bored, so please leave me comments and ask me questions or tell me about your day or something. Or I could just start talking and just repeat myself later. I mean, I can do that totally. I'm up for it. I got my water right here because I always get thirsty when I do these. Which, I don't know, probably all the talking, I would guess. But, yeah. Okay, well, I'm getting kind of tired of waiting, so I think I'll just start talking. Okay, so, we'll start over, I guess. Not really. Today's my 10-year Diaversary, which means I've had diabetes for 10 years on the dot. Today is when I was diagnosed. And, I don't know, 10 years sounds like a lot. It really does. When I say it, it sounds like a lot. But I honestly feel like it's been longer. I don't know. Just, if you think about how much diabetes care you do in a year, think of just 1 year. That is so much work. And I've done that for 10 years now. To think of the amount of effort that I've put into this, it makes it feel like the time should be 50 years or something. But, yeah, I'm sure you can relate. Diabetes is a lot of work. But I'm really happy that I've, already made it this far, and and that I've come so far. Like, when I was first diagnosed, it was the worst thing ever. Literally, I thought my life, well, I didn't think my life was over, but it was devastating, we'll just put it that way, because I was terrified of needles, and it was bad. But now, like, it's just crazy how far I've come and how much I've gotten out of diabetes lately. Like, the YouTube channel is really cool. I would love helping other people with it. I've been able to turn something really negative for me into something where I can help others, and I've gotten my internship through diabetes, which was amazing. I don't know, I'm just like this whole career path that I'm on. I want to be a diabetes educator now, and I'm really, really pumped about it. And it's just really, really cool how something so negative could be switched around and be like something that's really exciting. So that was my little spiel about that. But yeah. So that's kind of how I'm feeling on my 10th Diaversary. I feel like there was something else. Oh, also, here's something else. I realized that I've actually been a non-diabetic longer than I've been a diabetic still. And to me, I feel like I've been diabetic longer. I think it's because it's more recent, and also because it's been the chunk of my life that you actually remember. Like, you really don't remember things, like, consistently, like, concretely, until you're, like, 3 or 4. So those first years don't really count, and then I was so young, and all of that. I was 11 when I was diagnosed, but still. So I think that's why, but it's just crazy. So next year, my next Diaversary, it will be the exact halfway. I will have had diabetes for 11 years, and I would have been non-diabetic for 11 years. So that'll be my little halfway point. And then next year, it'll be diabetes for longer. It's going to blow my mind. Strike away. So, yeah. Let's see. Probably want to know what I did on my Diaversary, would be my guess. I should probably refresh the comments real quick, though, because we have learned that I do not see the comments until I refresh it. Oh, good, you're telling me how long you've had diabetes. Okay, we'll read those first before I talk about my day. 4 months. Nice. Got a newbie in here. Well, not that new, but semi-new. 10 years. 10 years. 2 people. Oh, hi, Marsha. You stayed. I hope it was worth it. Jeez. I feel like this video or this live stream has so much more hype than the other one because I actually told you guys it was happening. The other ones were like kind of spontaneous, and I mean this was spontaneous too. I keep hitting my calendar too, by the way. This was spontaneous too, but planned. I guess that doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna take down this calendar. It's pretty annoying. There's a whale. You want to see it? I'm getting distracted. Whale. What was I saying? 10 years, right? Probably. Okay, I was reading the comments. Angela's only had diabetes for almost 2.5 years, but she can't remember life without it. Really? I can totally remember well, actually, I was thinking about this today. I was thinking about trying to imagine, like, sitting down for a meal and not doing anything. Like, not checking blood sugar, not even thinking about carbs, or even the fact that I was eating, really. Like, obviously, I knew I was eating, but I wouldn't, think about it that much. And now it's like, I guess I don't think about it as much because I'm used to it, but I have to do all these things. And so, I don't know. I can remember when I didn't have diabetes, but I also can't really conceptualize sitting down for a meal and not doing anything, It's kind of this weird, like, paradox thing. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy how you get so wrapped up into the now and, like, what you do now and your routines and just kind of forget that, oh, yeah, it wasn't always like this. Like, I was thinking about this as well today. Like, if I was cured right now, I think that it would be really, really hard for me to get out of the routine of diabetes. Like, I think for a long time, if a cure is found in my lifetime, like, for a long time after, I will still think about diabetes. It's so automatic now. Like, I think every time I exercise, eat, anything, go to bed, I think it'll still pop into my head. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I think it'll take a long time to get out of that habit, because it's been a habit now already for 10 years that later it's going to be, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about. It's totally worth it to break that habit. I mean, I'd be up for it. Sure. But, yeah. So, it's my thought on that. That wasn't really a question, but I said it anyway. July 6th, this person was diagnosed. Wow, you're like real new. How's it going? Hopefully pretty well. Glad that you found my channel. Angela eats ice cream cake on her Diaversary, no shame. I just finished eating a donut, and it was delicious. I should probably talk about what I did today, huh? Yeah, but by the way, my blood sugar was dropping before I ate the donut. I'm going to read a couple more comments, and then I'm going to tell you what I did today. Marcia says, who needs sleep? I mean, not people. We don't need it to function or anything. Mallory's daughter has had it for 6 months. She's only 2.5 years old and owns diabetes already. That is so cute. That's awesome. I'm so glad she's like all hardcore and cool about it. Big deal. Dawn is here. Hello. You can watch. It's probably early there. Thanks for coming. People are coming now. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did on my beautiful 10-year milestone of diabetes. You ready? It's epic. No, it's actually really, really fun. We don't celebrate every single year. Sometimes we just kind of like, you know, I get wished happy Diaversary, and that's kind of how it goes. And that's totally fine, like, not a big deal. But this is the big one. It's 10 years, and I think it's officially the most times I've been wished happy Diaversary ever. And it's obviously because of you guys. You guys were all really cool today, and a lot of people said happy Diaversary or happy Diabetes Day. People on my Facebook page, Twitter, everything, even on my normal Facebook page, people told me, and my mom was really cool about it. So thank you so much for all of your sweetness and awesomeness and telling me how wonderful I am, because I think you're all wonderful. So thank you for that. But what I did today, I keep getting distracted. So let's see. I got up really, really early to take my mom to the train station, and I did this so that I could use the car. But I also wanted to get coffee anyway, so I treated myself to a delicious blended coffee at my favorite local coffee shop, and it was to die for. I hadn't had one in a long time because I was in New Jersey for my internship, and I came back, and now I drank it all up, and it was delicious. So that's how I started my day. And then I recorded a video, a YouTube video. Shocker! And because I have my parents' computer, so I can edit it. So I recorded that, and then I went to work. I'm a nanny. Did I mention? I think I mentioned that in this video. I don't know if I've mentioned that anywhere else besides like Twitter. I don't know. I'm a nanny. I usually watch 3 little kids. They're 6, 4, and 2. But this was actually today. I was watching their cousin, who's like a little 3-year-old. All of these details are irrelevant to you, but basically I spent 5 hours following a toddler around, and it was really fun. It was out at the zipline park that their family owns, and so it was kind of just fun to be out there and play with him. He was really sweet, and it was a lot of fun. So I did that for 5 hours, made some money, had some fun with the kid, and then I met my mom downtown, and we went to a restaurant, and it was super nice. I've never been to like a nice fondue restaurant. I don't know if you guys have ever been to one, but it's really, really fun. They like put the cheese stuff in front of you, and they make it, and you get all the stuff to dip in it, and we ordered a lot of food, and I was so full afterwards. And I also tried wine for the first time. I've never had wine. I'm 21, by the way. Please drink responsibly. And so I had wine for the first time, and it was really good. And I tried duck for the first time as well. So did that, and then we walked around downtown and got donuts and stuffed ourselves silly. And it was a lot of fun. So it was very, very special. Very good day. I feel like it's my birthday. So I guess it's my second birthday. So yeah, if you're just joining us, please comment in the comments, because I can see these comments in the sidebar, and tell me how long you've had diabetes, because I've officially had it for 10 years now. And I'm going to read some more comments now, because I need to refresh my page. Okay. Let's read these comments. Let's read these comments. Let's read these comments. Dawn has been diabetic for 9 years. Just saying. Just saying. Please do say. That's right. That's what I meant. Not counting carbs, etc. Oh, that's what Angela meant when she said that she couldn't remember not having diabetes, meaning like not having to count carbs and all that, because it's so automatic. It's crazy how that happens, right? I'm so glad that happens, though. Have you ever been so mad that you've forgotten to bolus? I did that the other day, then I was high. Sad. No, I haven't really, to be honest. I don't really get, I guess I get mad, but I don't know. I'm kind of like a, how do I say this? I don't know how to say this. I don't know, like, I get emotions, obviously, but I'm not, like, one to, like, blow up at somebody or, like, get out really mad, I guess. So I've never really had that happen. But I have gotten so distracted that I forgot to bolus. Like, sometimes if I'm out to eat, like with friends or something, and I'm so wrapped up in like what I'm doing and everything, I'll just forget. Think later, and I was like, dang it, didn't even bolus. Or sometimes stupidly I'll forget to bolus. Like, not stupidly, but like for no reason, pretty much. Like, I should know that I need insulin for my food, but for some reason it slips my mind. So that does happen. It's unfortunate. It happens. Blue tea and toilet. You have a very classy username there. It's funny. 13 years. Nice work. That's quite the times. Quite the times. Okay. Let's read some comments. Alright, this is kind of a long comment, so I won't read the whole thing out loud. I just read it in my head. And it's also hard to say your username, CJYNK26. The first few weeks, I mean, I'll just read the whole thing. We got time. First few weeks were really bad. Diagnosed in hospital in DKA, caught cold day after. Got home from the hospital. Since they took me off the sliding scale and onto the ICF formula, it's been a lot better. I don't actually know what you're referring to, but I'm glad, or does it say LCE? I'm sorry. I have really bad eyesight, and I'm tired, so my eyes are all blurry from my contacts. But it's getting better, and your videos have been so helpful. That's awesome. So, are you the one? I don't think you commented yet. How long have you been diabetic, CJYNK26? Because you didn't say, but it sounds like it was pretty recent, so I'm glad it's getting better. Thanks for all your sweetness, pun intended. Actually, no. I do that all the time, though, I realized. People, like, be like, haha, because diabetes, right? And I'm like, actually, no, I just think that you're sweet. So, but thank you for catching that. I'm sure you thought that was intentional. That would have been really clever. But apparently I'm not that clever. Alright. Cam was diagnosed almost 2 years ago. Sister was diagnosed 6 months before. Me and my brother were diagnosed in March. Wow. Okay, so this person is saying themselves, their brother, and their sister are all diabetic. That's crazy. That's a whole big family of diabetics. You got a sweet support system going. That'd be kind of nice, actually. I mean, obviously I'm not happy you all have diabetes, but I don't know, it'd be nice to have, like, people in your house that are like you. So, yeah. Not that non-diabetics aren't like you, but it's just different, okay? Okay. Danny Mosley wants to know, did your mom know you had wine? Yeah, she had some too. It was just me and her at the dinner, so yes. She ordered it for me, and we had some together. We shared a little half bottle thing that wasn't that much. It was like this much. It was good. I liked it, surprisingly. I heard wine was gross, but it wasn't really. So, yeah. Donald Gray says, yeah, you get mad. You do a killer the look. The look is a facial expression that is anger, but it's not really anger. And I do not do a good one. Don't say that. Okay. If you were to have a child in the diabetes, if you were to have a child with diabetes, would you put them on a pump as soon as possible? It just depends on the kid, honestly. Like, everybody's different. Not everyone's going to be super psyched about the pump right away. I didn't want the pump until I already had diabetes for like 3 years. So I wouldn't definitely, like, don't force it on your kid. If they're totally against it, they're not going to, I guess, utilize it. Because while the pump is great, you have to actually want it, and you have to be really motivated to actually take care of yourself and to actually use it correctly. And if you're not motivated to do that, then it's not going to be beneficial for you. So just wait till they're ready, and if they never want it, they never want it. Like, I don't know, at least, I mean, if they don't want it, but you think that they could really benefit from it, I would suggest, like, having them try it out, maybe. Like, give them a little, like, what is it, tester, what are those called? You know, you can, like, have a trial, a pump trial, to see if they like it. That would be what I would say. Okay. LC/CF formula is insulin carbon correction factor equation to determine dose. Oh, it's I-C. I'm sorry. We use the capital I. I call that, I like do like the ratio sign, like so I:C insulin carb, and then insulin sensitivity factor, ISF is what I use, but gotcha. So you're saying you're doing basal bolus instead of like what's it called? Like a meal plan? Is that what you're saying? I get what you're saying, though. It's more flexible. That's really good. Richard Black says, "Hey, Danica, happy D-Day. I sent you an email about options for video editing. Did you see it?" I did see it, and I just remembered that I saw it. So that's my Just Diabetic Danica email. So I do not check it every day because not only like 4 people have it, I think. So I did see it though, but the thing is, I was going to reply and I didn't. But I got video editing software, and it's really good. And one of you guys helped me get it. I don't know if he's watching right now. And it was really, really nice. And the problem is that I have a crappy computer. I've had this computer for only like 3 years. Well, I think my voice just cracked. Woo! I'm like a boy going through puberty here. Okay. Come back from that one. What was I saying? So I've had this computer for 3 years, and I feel like computers should last longer than 3 years, but apparently they don't because it's like overheating and getting really slow. And I basically tried to run the program on my computer, and it was too awesome of a program, like it couldn't handle it. So I have software, I just don't have a real good computer, so that's why I didn't really like ask for the software, but I also forgot to tell you that. So yeah. So hopefully at some point, I have zero money because of all my trips, but hopefully I can get money and get a computer. I don't know what we're going to do, to be honest. We'll see. But thank you for trying to help me. If you have a free computer for me, that'd be sweet. Just kidding. Okay. Let's see. What else? Angela says that I'm inspiring her to do a live show. All this feedback is great. Isn't it fun? I just did it randomly. I don't know how long ago. A month or so ago. And it's really fun. You should totally do it. If you guys don't know, Angela is Diabetics Count here on YouTube, and she also does diabetes videos, so if you want to check her out, go follow it. Christina Johnsons wants to know, why did you choose the animus pump over the medtronic? That is a wonderful question. Basically, I did all this research when I first got my pump, and I kind of just compared all the features, and I decided that the animus was better for me because I liked that it was waterproof. I just feel like I didn't want to think. That's like one more thing to think about, you know, like, oh, I can't have any water on it, which I know it's water resistant, so it's not really true, but I don't know. I just didn't want to think about water getting in it, so I liked that it was waterproof. It also has smaller basal increments, so I'm sorry, my brain is like really slow right now. So basically that means that I can better fine-tune my doses. So a little bit of insulin kind of affects me a lot, and so I want to be able to make it as small as possible to make it as specific as possible to my needs. So I liked that. I think those are the main 2 reasons, because otherwise, like, medtronic and animus are pretty much like the same thing, pretty much. They just have slightly different features. So yeah. Okay. Back to the comments. Yeah, so Mallory's saying that so this is the person that asked if I would put a child on a pump as soon as possible. They said they're too young to decide demo. You said 2.5, huh? Oh, so okay, so she wouldn't really know the difference. Okay, I was thinking that for some reason, I forgot that you were the one who said that your kid was 2.5. I was thinking they were, like, old enough to, like, make a decision like that. I mean, yeah, I guess I would, actually. If they're young enough that they're not going to really know a difference, like, it's kind of, like, out of their hands, I guess, yeah, I guess I would put them on a pump. Yeah. They wouldn't really, I mean, they would know, obviously, but they wouldn't know enough to, like, make a decision. You know what I'm saying? I think I would if they were that young. But ask your doctor, totally. Like, I'm not a medical doctor at all. Sharpie K3 says, happy Diaversary, Danica. My 10 years is next March. Scrooge. It's pretty exciting stuff. It's been a decade, guys. A decade. Also, I apologize for the greasy hair. Look at that. I've had a long day. A good day, but a long day. And I haven't showered since this morning, obviously. So that's cute. What do you think about the CGM for teenagers? Do you wish you had one as a teenager? Well, I'm really not that far off from a teenager. I'm 21. So, yeah. I do recommend it for teenagers. I mean, Sometimes I feel like I am a teenager. So, totally. Yeah. It's really good. Like, I actually had no idea how beneficial it would be. I knew it was beneficial. Obviously, I wanted it and everything. But it was like, I brought my A1C down, not on its own. You have to use it correctly. But I brought it down with the help of the CGM from 7.4 to 6.8. And that's like a huge drop in 3 months. So, I definitely am all for CGMs. Gabby W. wants to know, what do you think of Nick Jonas? I like Nick Jonas. I think he's really grown up recently. Like he just looks different. Not to be like weird, but he used to be like really small and like scrawny. Now he's like all muscular and like crazy. And he's like super inspirational and basically any diabetic I really, really like. So yeah. Alright. Richard Black says, no prob, I'll see if a PC is in my diabetic Danica budget. Haha, haha, I hope it is. Just kidding. I would feel really bad, actually, if you bought me a computer. Because it's not your responsibility. So, well, thank you. That was a funny joke. That was a funny joke. Danny Motley wants to know, have you ever heard of the Simonge effect? As you sleep, your liver lets out glucose. I call that the dawn phenomenon. Like, I think that's the same thing. Maybe it's not. When your blood sugar goes higher in the morning as you're waking up because you've been sleeping all night. Is that what you mean? Is that different? Maybe that's different. But yeah, I have heard of that. And it's true. I don't know. Like, you just need more insulin overnight usually, which makes sense to me because you're not really doing anything. You're just laying there. So obviously you need insulin. You're not burning a lot of glucose. So it makes sense to me that you would need more insulin at night and like in the early hours of the morning when you've been not moving for like 8 hours. I think I would need more insulin just from that alone. So if you're just joining us, which I don't know if anyone is, maybe people are cycling through, please comment and tell me how long you've had diabetes, because I've now had it for 10 years, what? And if you're still watching from the beginning, you're like, wow, Danica, you said that 3 times already, and yes, you are correct. Delicious. Anyway, let's move on. So I see that I have 7 new Twitter interactions, and I feel like I should check them. So, yeah, all people are being all nice and stuff. All nice and stuff. You guys are so sweet. I did it again. I don't mean that in a punny way. I just mean that, I don't know, you guys are just cool. So many people follow me now, and it's crazy. Like, dude, I was excited when I think I had like 12 subscribers at one point, and I was like, woo, best day ever! And now I have like 2,500 almost, and I'm like, oh my gosh, crazy. So it's really cool. I like reaching more diabetics. Mucho bueno. That wasn't accurate. Okay. I'm getting really distracted. Let's focus. So basically, to sum up what I said earlier, it's been a really, really good day. It feels like another birthday, and it's really, really cool. I like having 2 birthdays. It's not a bad deal at all. Mega Kaylee 101 says, happy Diaversary, Danica. How is your Novo Nordisk internship going? It's over. It was only a 2-month internship for the summer, but it was amazing. Like, I don't know. It was a really cool summer. And the summer's not over yet for me, but it was, I don't even know how to, like, I still have to finish my blog. If you've been reading my blog on Tumblr, I haven't even wrapped it up yet, and I've been done for like 2.5 weeks. But it's been crazy since I got home. Like, I've had stuff to do pretty much every day, whether it's like catching up with friends, or family events, or working, or errands, or getting ready for my trip to England, which I'm studying abroad in September. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just been crazy. So, haven't written that blog to wrap it up. I also had to write a paper about my internship, so I think I might post that on the blog to kind of wrap it up, and also write a little bit about like my last week/day. But it was amazing. I don't know. It was just a really, really good experience. Really good to like be in a corporate setting and also be just wrapped up in diabetes. Hear diabetes talked about every day was just incredible, and just to be around people who were passionate about diabetes too, and just to be in a place that I'd never been before and just see so many things. Like on the weekends, I got to see so many places that I've wanted to see for so long. And so it was really, really fun. I would definitely recommend internships. They're prettybomb.com. Not gonna lie. Diabetic Count / Angela says, did you ever go to diabetes camp? I totally did go to diabetes camp. I went every single year that I could. I was diagnosed when I was 11. I went that same year. And then, oh wait, no, not that same year. So it was in August. It was over by then. I went the very next year. So as soon as I could go, basically, I went. And I went until I was 18, because then after you're 18, you can't go anymore because you're old and stuff. You can be a counselor at that age. So, yeah, I went to a regular diabetes camp, like just a regular camp type activities, and I also went to a basketball diabetes camp, which was amazing as well. So I really recommend diabetes camps. They're great if you want to meet other diabetics, and it's just cool to be in a place where diabetes is so normal, and you hear about it everywhere, and you all get in line to like take your shot, and all the carbs are posted, and it's just like everything is just, it's magic. It's magic, I tell you. Do it. Alright, Sharpie Cake 3 wants to know, how do you find having the pump always attached to you? Are you aware of all the tubing, or can you get used to it quickly? You forget that it's there, honestly. Like, I'm wearing the pump right now, obviously, and I totally forgot that I was wearing it, because you just forget. Like, your mind isn't always going to be conscious of that. Like, I don't know how to describe this in a way that's not weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your mind has all this stuff going on, right? But it chooses to focus on certain things, and 98% of the time it's not going to be focused on this little thing that's like on your pants. So think of it like your phone. Do you always know that your phone's in your pocket, if it always is? No, like you just forget about it. So definitely not. Yeah. The tubing, I just tuck it into my pants, so I don't notice that either. It just becomes a part of you. It's like another limb, except not, because you can take it off. I have a way of like answering these questions really bizarrely. It's very interesting to me. I think it's just the sleep deprivation factor. Okay. With your European trip coming up, have you looked into the possibility of picking up a Vibe while there? I've contemplated making that trip for just that reason. That would be amazing, but I can't pay out of pocket for my pump, so no. If I had the money to pay out of pocket, like, that'd be cool. But I have really good insurance here in America, so I could not have a pump otherwise. So I'll be waiting for it to come out here so my insurance will cover it. Because pumps are expensive. But that'd be sweet. Maybe I can like smuggle one in or something. Something crazy like that. Richard Black says his A1C went from 11.3 to 5.4 because he got hardcore with diabetes. That's amazing. Applause. Round of applause. Cheesy round of applause for you. No, but seriously, that's awesome. Great job. That's a huge jump. 7 years. Oh, Christina Johnsons says 7 years in January. That's pretty long, too. Nice work. Danny Mosley says, where is your favorite leaking water bottle? I threw it away. Yeah, that's the only water bottle I brought to New Jersey, and so that's why I always had it in my live streams. And I had to get my suitcase down to less than 50 pounds, because on the way there it was like 62. And the overweight fee is like so high. It's $25 for one suitcase, but if it's overweight, it's $50 more. It's $75 to have one bag. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So I threw away a bunch of old clothes, and I threw away that water bottle and a bunch of toiletries that I could just replace once I got home. And so I figured it leaked, and I might as well toss it. So I guess I should have kept it and like made it a prize and just gave it away because it's so famous now, but totally kidding. But yeah, that's where it is. I have an actual cup. I know. I'm living the high life now. It's crazy. I have to have water. I have to have ice in my mouth. It's interesting. Okay. Gabby will have had diabetes for 10 years in November. Coming up, girl. Sweet, sweet. Marsha, who stays up late to watch this, says she hasn't written her paper either, and it took her forever to update her blog. Oh, you mean for that? Oh, I thought you meant tonight. I was like, do you have a paper to write tonight? You mean for the internship. If you don't know, Marsha was also in the internship program with me. If you read my blog, she's the one who came to the wonderful Broadway shows with me, and it was super fun. And we had to write a paper for our internship and send it off to the people about our experience and what we learned and how I benefited from it. And it was actually I kind of enjoyed writing it. It took me a while though, but I'm a mess right now. I keep like choking on myself. But she hasn't written it yet. Took her forever to update her blog. I know. What is with that? I was like, oh, I'll wait till I get home, and like as soon as I get home, I'll write my blog, and it'll be perfect, and it'll be all sealed up in a nice bow. But that didn't happen. It's been 2.5 weeks, and I still haven't finished my blog. Whoopsies. I did write the paper though, because after she reminded us for the second time, I was like, oh shoot, I gotta do this, because I'm one of those people that once it's not in the forefront of my mind anymore, I'm not going to remember. It's not going to just come to me. So I just did it before I forgot. And it was great. And like I said before, I'll probably post that on my blog so you can see it. Yeah. Valerie says, would you go with an Omnipod now that they're smaller? I mean, I've thought about that, like, because now that they're getting smaller, but I looked at the picture and it didn't look that much smaller. It is smaller, I'll give them that, like, totally. I'm so glad they're making them smaller. That's the only reason I didn't get one, really, because, well, I guess not the only reason. One of the main reasons, because it was so big. Didn't want that, like, on me, and it just seems like a hassle. But also, I feel like it's not a bad thing to have the pump connected to you all the time, because you always have it to bolus from, like, the little PDM, I don't know if they still call it that, the thing that you bolus from. It's not connected to it, obviously, and so if you leave somewhere and you forget that, you can't bolus. And I feel like that's a horrible handicap to have, not being able to bolus. So I like that it's attached to me and it's right here and I can always bolus. But I do like that they're going smaller, so I don't know. Gabby finds out her A1C on Friday. Her latest A1C was 7.3. 7.3 is pretty good. That is not a bad A1C, so I hope that it is as good or better, but if it's like 7.4, I'd still say, like, you're doing pretty well. AFairy164 says, what is your experience with the pump and water parks and beach trips? She was diagnosed as maybe your boy. Actually, I shouldn't assume you're a girl just because you have Fairy in your name. This person was diagnosed 4.5 years ago and just recently went on the pump. Need advice for day trips, so we have to disconnect for the whole day. Disconnect for the whole day? Oh, sorry, water parks. For a beach, you shouldn't disconnect for the whole day. I wear my pump on the beach all the time. If you're really worried about it, are you on the pump? Just recently on the pump. If it's waterproof, I mean, you could potentially wear it. I went to a water park and I did not wear it. But the cool thing about water parks is you have to walk around to all the different rides and slides. They're kind of like rides. And basically for me that was enough exercise that I actually went low even though I didn't have my pump on. And I basically kept my pump in the locker, and so like I went back for lunch and I checked my blood sugar then and just reconnected real quick and bolused for my food and ate, and basically whenever I was at the locker for a snack or something I would check and bolus and all that. So it worked out because I was exercising. Beach, you can totally wear your pump until you go in the water, and then if you want to take it off, go for it. But usually, I don't know, water sports are very active, and so you're doing enough activity that you don't really need all that insulin generally, but definitely check back in for your blood sugar and to add a little bit of extra insulin. So yeah. Ozzy Mark says 14 years for them last week. Yay me, 14 years. That is awesome. That's a lot as well. So many more. So many years. Like, some people have had diabetes for like 50 years, type 1, and I'm just, wow. Wow. Alright. Don says, will there be a live stream when it's your 20th Diaversary? I hope so, man. That'd be cool. I really hope I do YouTube for a long time. Like, I'm thinking long term here. I don't know how long YouTube will be, like, popular, though. Like, what if in 2 years nobody's on YouTube? What then? But I feel like they will be. But pretty much, I want to do this for a long time because it's what I want to do. Like, I want to be a diabetes educator, so this is, like, kind of a piece of that. And so I enjoy being able to do it, and I don't know. So if YouTube is still around, and they're still doing live streams on here, I will do one. I'll say it right now. Hold me to it. Just in case I forget. Okay. Richard Black is going on 11 years next March. Go diabetes, go. Diabetes just don't quit, don't it? That didn't make any sense. You know where I'm going with this, right? 11 years. Hey. I guess I've been diabetic for actually a pretty long time. Pretty long. my good sir. Okay. So, I don't know why I get so thirsty. Okay. Now I want to know from you guys, since you all told me how long you've been diabetic. Do you guys celebrate Diaversaries? Am I weird? If you do, please tell me what you did for your last one, or for your favorite one, maybe. Anything, like, what do you guys do when you celebrate your Diaversary? It's kind of fun to make a big deal about it. Not gonna lie, because if you think about it, diabetes is a lot of work, it's a lot of bleh, and so once a year celebrating all your hard work, I think that's totally worth it. I would definitely recommend it. Makes you feel happy inside. Oh, another thing I did today, I just thought of something else to ramble about. If you saw my picture on Facebook, I'll just give you more information about what I meant by the picture. So today I realized it was time to change my set, and also my sensor had been coming off. It had been like peeling and stuff, and it was really annoying, and I had my medical tape all over it, and it was bothering me a lot. And so I took it off, and I took off my set, and I realized I didn't have any devices on me, and I was like, this is great. I'm just going to savor this moment before I put something else in. So I started frolicking around the house, and I sang, I'm free, and I was like turning, and no one was in the house, obviously, but I felt the need to post about it and tell you right now, apparently. But it was very liberating. I got kind of like nostalgic. I thought back, it was like 10 years ago on this day, I wouldn't have any devices on me either. Oh my goodness, no needles, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's what I did today when I had no pump, no CGM. It was just me being free. And then after those 2 seconds passed, I put in the pump set and my CGM sensor, and I went back to my life, and it was great. Which is totally, I don't know, it's totally worth it, I think, because that information is priceless. That CGM information. Can you guys hear that squeaking, by the way? I'm leaning on my, what's it called? Outlet? Electrical outlet? The thing you plug stuff into in the wall, and it's making noises, and hopefully it's not annoying you to pieces. To pieces! It's annoying me to pieces. Okay. Gabby says, it's scary to think that the years you've had diabetes is longer than the years you haven't. Well, it's not scary, but weird. So I did say this earlier. I know people filter in and out. Actually, maybe you're talking about yourself there, but I haven't had diabetes longer than I've had not diabetes. Let me rephrase that. I've had how do I say? I've been non-diabetic longer than I've been diabetic, which to me is actually weirder because I feel like I've been diabetic longer because it's more recent, because I'm old now, like this is more my now thinking, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, because I was younger, you know, when I didn't have it. So I'm kind of surprised actually that I still have had diabetes for a shorter amount of time than I haven't. It feels honestly like it's been longer than 10 years. 10 years sounds like a lot when I say it, and when I see it, like 10 years. But for how much work I've put into this, I feel like it's been like 50. I said this earlier in the video, but yeah, just because diabetes is a lot of work. And I mean, if you think of how much work you put in every day, you can put that to every month, every year. That's a lot of work. And so 10 years, like that's quite the time. If we got paid for our diabetes care, like we'd be making bank, y'all. We'd be set for life. Don said that he could pen it on his calendar for the 20-year thing. Yeah, totally, man. If you have a calendar for, what year would that be? I am 23, obviously. 2023, right? I'm really tired. Yeah, if you can find a calendar for 2023, then go ahead and put that on the calendar. August 27th. I'll be here. Okay. Christina Johnsons said that her Diaversary, they went to dinner and a movie. Cute. Angela, her first one, she brought cookies to school and then had a cookie cake. And then here she had ice cream cake. That's awesome. I love that irony because diabetics can totally have sugar. So really it's not irony, but it's kind of It's funny. I don't know. I like it. Don has never had a Diaversary. Next year is his 10th. Should do something. You should do something. Something big. I think 10 is a milestone, and it's a decade, and it's huge. So you should go crazy. You should buy yourself a pony or something, and like a new car, and everything wonderful. Greg says he wishes he did have a Diaversary, maybe next year. Maybe right now. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it already happened for you. Yeah, totally. I suggest it. Like I was saying, like, there's so much crap that goes with diabetes. Why not celebrate that you did it another year and that you made it through and that you were successful? Like, for me also, this is another year that I wasn't hospitalized. I actually haven't been hospitalized since diagnosis, and I think that that's something to celebrate. And I think even if you were hospitalized, it's something to celebrate that you tried really hard this year and that you put in all that effort and you got as many good blood sugars as you did. Obviously, I got a lot of bad blood sugars, but I also got a lot of good ones. And so all the work I put in is totally worth celebrating, you know? Angela wants to know, what's your opinion on leg sights? I used to totally do leg sights all the time. They were my little rotation. I had 6-spot rotation, hip, lower back, which is really my butt, leg, and then leg, lower back, hip. I don't do leg sights anymore. They stopped working for me. I put in one, and it only lasted like a day, and I was so upset. I was like, really? A day before you go bad? And the only reason I found out it went bad was obviously because of my high blood sugar. And I was like, well, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I didn't know if it was from school, like I'm always sitting and doing schoolwork, because it was during the school year, obviously, and kind of like sitting on the side of it, and I just felt like maybe that was messing it up. I think I also got too long of cannulas, so I got 9mm instead of 6. I didn't know if that was part of it, so I basically just stopped doing it. But I might try it again. I don't know. They're kind of interesting. They kind of get in my way more than other ones, I feel like. And legs tend to be more like muscular, and so I feel like you just notice more when you move, and I don't know, but it worked really well for a long time. If they work for you, like, totally do it. Ozzy Mark wants to know, do you ever bleed when you change your set? I had a huge gusher on my last change. Ew. Lucky I was in the shower because it made such a mess. Gross. Wondering if the cannula is too long. Maybe it is, or just a bad spot. It's just totally, I haven't had a gusher or anything, but this happened to me really, really recently. I was at my internship house and changed my set, and it was the most painful thing in the whole world. It was awful. So I didn't put sets in my stomach area, like my tummy, till recently. I never put shots there, and recently, it's like I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry about that. As I say it again. Like I said, I'm tired. But anyway, now I'm going to notice every time I say Oh well. Okay, so I put it in my tummy, but I didn't used to. How much of the story have I told? I'm like a scatterbrain. Okay. I'll start over. So I put it in my stomach, which I'm not used to doing. I've only started doing it recently, is what I'm trying to say. I've only recently started doing it. It's been working really well for me, which is why I kept doing it. But this time, I put it in. I put it in this spot before. Like, it's a good spot. But I put it there, and it hurt so bad. This never happens to me, and I was kind of like just trying to take it because I figured it's going to go away. Like, it can't hurt this long. But it didn't go away, and so I just took it out. I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, this obviously isn't a good set. Even though I could, like, muster through the pain, it's not going to work probably. So I took it out, and it just started bleeding. It's like dripping blood. And I have no idea. Like, there's a major artery apparently in my tummy. What? Obviously there's not. I'm just kidding. But, like, what was that about? So now I'm, like, all hesitant to put it there. I haven't put it there in a long time now. Like, probably a month. Because I don't want that to happen again. It's kind of a waste of a set, too. But yeah, it happens. Don't like it. Blue Tea and Toilet says, nope, this is the first year I've ever heard about this Diaversary. Well, I suggest it. It's like a diabetic birthday. Gotta celebrate. Whoop, whoop. Gabby went to Disney World one year for it. That's not fair. That's awesome. But actually, I'm going to a Taylor Swift concert this week. And so, it's not really for my Diaversary. My mom and I were like, that could be kind of like, that's like part of it. That's pretty cool, you know, same week. So, woo! She's my favorite singer, so pretty excited about it. A Fairy164 says she has heard that type 1s can get line skip passes at Six Flags. Is this true? If so, how do you get one? If you heard this from me, then yeah, it's true. I posted that. Like I said, I am getting tongue-tied. I posted that on my Facebook, actually. I went to Six Flags 2.5 weeks ago, I guess. And, I got the skip line pass thingy, and it was amazing. You basically go up there, and it was a hot day for me, so I said that I had to have my purse with me, because they have this rule where you have to have your stuff in lockers. You can't bring any bags on the ride, even in line or anything. They always tell you, like, oh, you have a bag, don't bring that. So I had to get the sticker that said medical bag, and I just said, like, I have to have it with me because it has all my supplies in it. And then I said, also, my insulin can't be in the sun for too long because it'll go bad. And so they gave me this thing that you go up to the person and you have them, the person that works there, obviously at the ride, and they'll write down a time for you to come back. When you come back at that time, they let you skip the entire line and you go straight on the ride. And I was able to go on so many more rides this way. You can take 3 people with you. And so we had a group that was bigger than 3, and so what we did was we just cycled people through. So like, oh, which 3 want to go on this ride with Danica and skip all the lines? Those 3 went with me, we skipped all the lines, then we went usually to another one because we had time, and then we like cycled people through and switched out. So it was nice because I got to go on all the rides. And same type of thing as Diaversary. Like, I figure you go through enough diabetes, horribleness to treat yourself once in a while and get a perk. Like, perks are amazing. So definitely do that if you go to Six Flags. Totally worth it. And I'm not going to say I did this or anything, but the person who writes down the time to come back and the person who checks it when you bring it back are not the same person. So, I mean, hypothetically, you could write 4 o'clock right before it's 4 o'clock yourself and go up there and hand it to them, and they'll let you on the ride. So that's kind of cool also. I'm not saying I did that or anything. If you think about it, who does that hurt really? Like, I'm either going to skip the line now, or I'm going to skip the line in an hour from now when you write the time for, so either way. Anyway, it was pretty sweet. Sharpie K3 says, I always tell everyone around me that it's my Diaversary, but they all kind of turn it into a negative thing, which really sucks. I mean, can't they just be positive about it and eat some cake with me? That's what I'm talking about. If you live near me, we would have a diabetes party and make it the happiest day ever. But I see how they could take it negatively. Like, when I went to the restaurant today, I felt weird because our waitress sat us down and she was like, so, like, to celebrate any special events? My mom looked at me, like, with this big smile, because she totally gets it, obviously, and we get what we're celebrating, but I feel like explaining it, I was kind of like, she's going to think this isn't a happy event. Like, I was like, it's kind of weird, but we're, like, celebrating that it's been 10 years since I got diagnosed with diabetes, and it's, like, another successful year. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. You know, I was trying to, like, explain, but I feel like if you're not in the diabetes community, like, you don't really understand why you'd be celebrating that. Like, 12 years ago today I got diagnosed with leukemia. Like, no one would really do that. It'd be like the time you got cured. There's no cure right now, so it's more like we're just happy that we've had another great year and that we put all that work in. So, yeah. Anyway, roundabout way, I think it's hard for people not in the diabetes-ness to get exactly what you're celebrating unless you explain it to them. So just try to explain to them what you mean by Diaversary and that how it is a positive thing, and hopefully they understand. If not, you need some diabetic friends, I guess. I don't know. Don says, for his 10th, maybe he'll get something Superman or a Superman unicorn. Superman unicorn? That would be sweet. Dude, I could totally see. You should draw that. I keep calling you dude or man. I don't know why. You should draw that, I think. A Superman unicorn. And then design it, and then make it, and then sell it, and make millions. That's a good business idea. Okay. Oh, John's leaving. Bye! Thanks for coming. Have a wonderful day. I have a song in my head. This eye is really, really blurry. I don't know why. Basically, I don't know if you guys wear contacts, but the later it gets and the longer I've worn them, the more like fuzzy they get. It's hard for me to see. And so if I do this, that's why. Because of the contacts. So yeah. So I think I just realized I forgot to do something earlier. And let me do it real quick. I'm sorry. Okay, I should ask you a question so you can comment something. Leave me a comment. What do I want to know about you guys? I don't even. I want to know everything. I want to know everything about you right now. Go. Just kidding. You can also ask me non-diabetes questions if you want. Like, it's all good in the hood. Okay. I just sent a text message real quick. It's probably really rude, but I just realized I need to do it. So, give me 2 seconds. 1,002, I think. Go. How long was that? 5 seconds? Dang. Okay. So what's up? What's going on? I keep like itching my face. It's hard to do this. I shouldn't do this at night. I'm tired. I'm tired. Oh, he says I'm tired. I am tired. You're right. Marsha saying good night too. Bye. Bye. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful sleep. I should sleep soon as well. Because I'm sleepy. Anyway, bye. Bougie in Toilet says she thinks that maybe he, I can never tell what he's using. I need to stop touching my face. I think I should move. I haven't ran into any diabetics here. Sad. You also should look up diabetes events because you can Google them and they might have them in your area. And then you could go to them and meet diabetics that way. We have actually a diabetes club at my school. And sorry. We have a diabetes club at my school, and so that's a really cool way to like meet diabetics that are at my university. And then I also have gone to diabetes camps and my conference that I went to recently. And how else? Different like seminars and stuff. I don't know. You can just meet people a lot of different ways, and you kind of have to try. Like I haven't really ran into a diabetic and became really good friends with them that way. Like I've met diabetics that way, we haven't become friends that way. So it kind of takes spending more time with them and then going to an event or something that a lot of people are at that is kind of made for that, I guess. If that makes sense. Angela says it's 2 a.m. where she is, but her sugar is dropping, so you have to eat. Sad. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes, like if I want to eat a lot. But if I want to sleep, it's a very bad thing. I hate that, actually. What happened to me, was that last night? Night before? I was like gonna go to, I was literally like so ready to go to bed. And I could not, because I had to eat food. It was very interesting. But sometimes it's a plus. Like tonight I wasn't gonna eat my donut, because I wasn't like super hungry. But then I was dropping, and so I ate it, and it was delicious. And it was so worth it. So worth it. So yeah. But now, un momento, por favor. Y izquierda. Sorry, I just watched Bridesmaids, that part where she's like, trying to give the speech in Spanish, but she doesn't really speak Spanish, and she's just like saying random words like the school and blue, izquierda y azul. That part's funny. That whole movie is funny. I have to say. I gotta say. That whole movie is so funny. If you're still sticking around, props to you. Because my tiredness level isn't my tiredness level is increasing. I probably said Neville because, fun fact, I watched all of the Harry Potters in basically 2 days. How do you feel about that? like crazy. I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter when I was younger, and so I never watched it. And then I got old enough to choose for myself, and I just didn't really have the opportunity. And I was just like, I'm not going to watch them by myself. It's kind of random. But recently, my friend and I, we watched all of them. We marathoned it. I watched one the first day just to see if I liked it. And then in 2 days, we watched... There's 9 total, right? Right? Maybe there's 7 or 8 total. We watched 3 or 4 on every day, and it was a lot. But they were really good. I liked them. It was worth it, I feel like. And it was fun to watch them with her. So I've now seen all the Harry Potters. I like them, but I would not suggest watching them all at once because they're very long movies. Very, very long. CJYNK26 says, it's 2 a.m. here, working out in 3 hours. But Sleep and I aren't compadres lately. That is unfortunate. Hopefully this is keeping you semi-entertained. I mean, I'm not super awake either, but yay for live streams. Okay. Good for you for working out at 5 a.m. though. That is dedication, I would say. Angela says diabetes camp helps a lot. She met amazing people last year. It totally is, like, just for the people, it's like the best thing. Awesome. Mallory says she's worried about the pump on her daughter because she would want to put her on a CGM too, but other dia moms, that's a cute phrase, that I know say that it might not be a good idea on her little body, but her doctor is all about it. I don't know what to do. Well, I mean, obviously I don't have any kids. I don't have any diabetic kids. I wasn't a diabetic as a toddler, so it's hard for me to give advice about this, I guess. I know that kids have it though. Like, I've seen lots of little kids with pumps. I think it's adorable that they have their like little pump pouches, you know, decorated and cute and awesome. And I know they have CGMs too, so it definitely is done. Yeah, it's not something that's like unheard of or like uncalled for. Like, wow, how could you ever consider that? Like, no, like it definitely happens. So I think if you think that it'll really, really help her care and your ability to care for her, I would say that it's beneficial. Just make sure you definitely rotate sites a lot and make sure you have a lot of options for sites and all of that. Valerie is up for the 2 a.m. blood sugar check. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Have fun with that one. Good job, though, for doing that. Angela wants to know if I became a counselor for my camp. I did not. I liked camp, but 2 things. Like, the first camp that I went to, I loved it, and it was great, but it's all summer is how long the counselors are there, so they have different age groups cycle in for each week, and so I, as a counselor, have to be there the entire summer, and they work a week, and I think they get, like, 1 day off, I think it is. Something like that. Maybe that's wrong. But between camps, there's, like, 1 full day, but I think you get breaks individually, not every counselor, but individual counselors will like get a break and cycle through and everything. But anyway, I didn't really want to be working that, I guess, consistently. Like, since you're there during the day and at night for like 6 days in a row, every week, the whole summer, you're just like always on the clock, I feel like, and I think that would bug me to pieces, like that I couldn't just go home and like relax and get away from work. Even though it'd be fun work, like, it's still work, and so I would want that separation, and I don't think I would like having to do that. The other camp that I went to was only a week, but I didn't feel, I liked it a lot, but I didn't connect as much to the people there because I only went for 2 years, I think, 2 summers, and it was just a week, and yeah, so I just didn't feel as connected to that one, so I didn't feel like super pulled in to be a counselor. But if you want to do it, like, totally do it. I know people have so much fun there. I have a friend who is a counselor at a diabetes camp, and she loves it. It's like the highlight of every summer. So definitely do it if you're into that. Totally. Richard says, since his Diaversary is usually during Mardi Gras, usually eat some king cakes. I just pray I don't get the baby. I actually don't know what that is. Is that bad? Looks like the Mardi Gras edition, would you call it? king cake getting a baby. Superstitions, maybe? I don't know. Something like that. Alright, my eyes are getting like crazy blurry. That's really hard for me to see, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys again so much for coming to the 10-year Diaversary live stream. I feel like we just had a little Diaversary party right here, right now, and you were all invited, and you all came, and it was beautiful. And if you're watching this as a recording, I applaud you for getting through a whole hour of a recorded show. Wow, oh wow, when people tell me on Facebook or Twitter or wherever that they watch the entire live stream later, I'm just blown away. Like, that's so much time, and you can't even, like, interact in the comments. Like, dude. Well, I guess you can, but not the same way. So, thank you for watching as well in the future, which hasn't happened yet. And thank you guys all for being so awesome on all my sites about my Diaversary and just being the cool people that you are. So, it was a really good day, and I really enjoyed my 10-year milestone. So, have an awesome night, everyone. Sleep. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, I hope. Maybe. And we'll see. It's going to be awesome. So, okay. I will be uploading a new video as well pretty soon. Like I said, I recorded one this morning, actually. So, I'm going to edit that sometime soonish and have that up fairly soon, I would say. So, yeah. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for coming. Bye. And done. Bye.